Don't turn the channel. You're in the right place. Good morning, everybody. Tyrone Roberson here. It is Tuesday, January the 30th. This month is almost over. First month of 2018. Your year to prosper. I want to talk today about, and a really quick reminder, the YouTube clips. If you want to go on YouTube, they're kind of starting to accumulate themselves. I have about 20, I think I counted 20, 21 or 22 different inspirational clips. So they're all there on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Tyrone Roberson's channel. They're all there. All these principles, the principles I give are timeless. They're not, faddish. They're not, keeping up with any fads. They're just principles I try to give that help my life. And I always have to kind of go back and revisit those because it's easy to get off track. So they're all there for you to go look into and to see if it can help you or help somebody else. That's why they're there. It's the only purpose I'm doing this. So I want to talk about the wrong way. We're talking about fulfilling our goals and accomplishing major feats in life and major things this year, being prosperous, being successful. And I dealt with, detours and how you have these unexpected, these temporary derailments or these, unexpected derailments or and that was detours. And one thing that inspired this was yesterday I was taking my kids to school and there's this roundabout. And if you're a first timer on this roundabout, it can be very complex. You have these different inlets, different outlets. You have these, people rolling around. But if you have never traveled that roundabout, it could be, it could potentially be dangerous. And so I saw this sign yesterday that made me wake up, and I usually don't see the sign, excuse me, because I travel this direction every day, every single morning, twice a day. And so to take my children to school. And so, but what about if you've never been on that road? What if you've never been that direction? What if you've never been there? And this is the year that you're accomplishing things you've never accomplished. You're gonna go places you've never been. You're going to do things you've never done. And when you are going into areas and territories that you've never had and doing things you've never done, it's crucial that you understand when you're going the wrong direction. But the thing is, the good thing about this sign is it's very direct. 2 words, wrong way. It's very direct. It's a sign. You don't feel offended by it. You're not emotional about it. You don't feel like you're being attacked. It's a sign. The sign sits there. It's like, look, you're going the wrong direction. This is my domain. You already know when you see that sign, this is my domain. This is the wrong way. You need to turn around and go the opposite direction, but don't come this way, okay? But when do we know we're going the wrong direction? When do we know when we're going in the wrong direction in life? When do we know? We don't have these signs like this that are physical many times. We don't have these. But one thing that we do have, I believe, is we have innate signs, these internal, excuse me, these internal signs that say, look, you're not being true to yourself. This is not where we're supposed to be. This environment does not connect with our goals. The way you're spending money doesn't connect with the goals that you've set. Yourself, your own self, that's the biggest person who's gonna tell you if you're going in the wrong direction. It's yourself. And so, but a lot of times we don't listen to ourselves, do we? We don't listen to that voice. We don't listen to that voice that's innate, that's inside of us. But it's crucial that we try to listen to thine own self. Be true, right? Be true to yourself. We all need coaching. We all need coaching. Whether you listen to that voice or not, if that voice speaks louder, that's great. But we still all need coaching. A coach is someone who gives instruction, who gives advice. Remember, if I'm first time visitor on that roundabout, I don't know where I'm going. So but somebody does, and that's the good thing about a coach. They'll show you where to go. Sometimes they'll show you, sometimes they'll tell you. But a coach can simply be the people, they're just watching the direction of the people. I might be a first time on this roundabout, but if I'm looking at the direction everybody else is going in and there's no conflict, there's no problems, there aren't any accidents, then I know I can simply follow suit. I can simply follow the direction of somebody who's already been where I'm trying to go for a first time. And coaches are crucial for that, because most good coaches, they've been someplace. They've been someplace you're trying to go. It's just like the mentorship deal. One person in the Bible that's really crucial on this. We've all heard of Moses. Probably 99.9% of us have heard of Moses. But one thing we didn't, we heard about the miracles and all those different things that he did, the parting of the Red Sea. But one thing about Moses that people don't realize is, before Moses connected with God, he connected with a coach. And that coach was his father-in-law. His name was Jethro. Before he connected with God to free to free the Israelites out of Egypt, he connected with a coach who was always there to steer him and to tell him, you know, go here, do this. Hey, this is safe. That what you're doing is not good. Wrong way. What you're doing is not good. It's not good. And so we have to work not to be defensive when we have somebody who's qualified. When we have somebody who's qualified, who's been places where I kind of want to go, who has things I kind of want to have, we can't be defensive and get offended when they are correcting us, because we're saving. When they correct you, you're saving yourself some hard times. You're saving yourself hard. Life is going to be hard regardless. But if somebody can tell me in advance what you're doing is not right. See, I love the advance, because you never see this sign on the highway, do you? You don't see it on the highway. You see it on the ramp to get on the highway or to get off. It'll show you, yes, the sign is saying, yeah, you may not. It's safe. It's safe that I tell you this now. I'm telling you this in advance. If you just bypass me and just, you know, totally ignore me, you don't recognize or acknowledge me, then now you're going to put yourself further down the wrong path. And you know, the further down the wrong path you get, the more dangerous it is. So now, if you go the wrong way, now you might put yourself in oncoming traffic. And that's the crucial thing about, that's the beautiful thing about the wrong way sign. And so, and one of the biggest ways we need a coach is, this is a quote that I actually used. I came into this quote years ago. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And this was a quote. I found the origination of this quote this morning. Some guy named Lord Acton, some British politician. I don't know who he is, but this is great. These are great principles, that absolute power corrupts absolutely. The second thing I love, and you know this, guys, when we decide that we're not going to let anybody tell us anything, can't nobody tell us anything. Maybe you didn't grow up with a father, or with your parents, or you kind of grew up, you know, being, you kind of grew up not being, accepting, instruction very well. That's dangerous, because now you're your worst enemy, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I like this here. This also, it says unlimited power is apt to corrupt the minds of those who possess it. And this is a late 1700s prime minister to the UK. And he said unlimited power is apt to corrupt the minds of those who possess it. It's safe that we have somebody who can kind of check us and correct us. It's just simply safe. And so the last thing I want to deal with is, I looked at an article on the benefits of having a life coach. Even with our goals, let's talk about this really quick, that we can correct even our goals. We have a big picture goal, right? And then sometimes those small goals that we have will kind of start to pose a threat against the big picture. And that's why it's important to write your goals down. It's important to have an accountability partner that'll keep you pushing this, like that personal trainer. If you don't have a personal trainer, you're more likely, and you've never worked out, you haven't worked out in a while, you've grown into some pretty rough health habits. That personal trainer is going to help you meet that goal. And so, my wife and I, just a few days ago, we actually canceled we canceled our spring break vacation. We canceled our vacation because we're looking at it and it's like, wow, our big goal to make sure our expenses are low and cut out a little bit of debt that we still have, this actually is threatening that big goal, that major goal. So we cut it out. And so sometimes you have to revisit, a lot of times you have to revisit your goals and make sure the big picture is dominating. Remember BP, make sure the big picture is dominating. Sometimes you may have to cut out some of those smaller goals to make sure the big picture is still the one that's maintaining your focus. It's still the one. It's just like that horse. You got, that horse in a horse race. That horse has all these distractions that it could be looking at. So they built these blinders because the prize is going to be had when you focus on right what's in front of you. The prize is there. Yes, your eyes can go and look at all these different things in the different directions, but the blinders, that's the direction. And so the last thing I want to share is the power of accountability. Accountability. The main reason you need a coach is because of accountability. And I looked at this article this morning. They gave 7 keys, and I like them. Number 1 was accountability. Number 2, having a life coach gets you faster results. You can get to those results faster. That means they have a little wisdom. They have wisdom. They can get you there faster than you can get yourself. Having a life coach saves you money, and that's just true. They'll save you money because you don't have to waste money on certain things, because if you let a coach know you're coming into something, they may give you a book instead of you going to buy it, or they may give you some resources or literature. Life coach saves you stress, pain, and frustration. Again, this is crucial. This is crucial that you have somebody, first your own self-coach, and then you have somebody else on the outside who's actually been where you haven't gone. They can save you a lot of pain, frustration, and stress. And the next one is having a life coach gives you ideas you've never thought of. They'll make you think about things you didn't even think about, because why? They have experience. They've been places you haven't been. They can help you. They can enhance you. And so having a life coach gives you insight into yourself. A good life coach is going to help you learn more about you, and because that's the main person you want to grab a full understanding of is yourself. A good life coach will learn you and help you learn yourself. And then the last one was a life coach gives you stronger sense of belief and self-confidence. Absolutely. You need someone to push you, to keep you motivated, to keep you inspired, to keep you confident in the direction that you're going. I'm gonna end this with this scripture I saw, and I love this. It's in Proverbs. Proverbs is just an awesome book for anybody. Anybody would love the principles in Proverbs. But listen to this. It says, "Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding. For she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold. She is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her." Wisdom. Nothing can compare. Nothing can compare to wisdom. So what is wisdom? Wisdom is applied knowledge. So it's applied knowledge. It's knowledge applied. And you can get wisdom from a couple of ways. You can get wisdom from other people who've applied knowledge to life, or you can get it, the hard way, which is a way I kind of get it a lot. You just simply make a wrong decision. And you don't have wisdom from making the wrong decision over and over again. You have wisdom when you correct yourself from that wrong decision. That's why failure is a big part of prosperity, is when you correct your direction, when you get that wrong way and you change directions and you go the opposite way. That's what makes a person wise. Some of the most wise people have made the most mistakes, but they made those mistakes and they turned them into opportunities for greatness, to turn it around, to be mature, to correct, And so hopefully this helps you guys. Hopefully you guys are really have those goals right in front of you. You're mastering your space and mastering what you want to do and what you want to be good at. This is your year of prosperity. This is the year you will be successful. So never stop listening to yourself. Be true. Keep those goals in front of you. Don't set them aside. Keep them in front of you. Get somebody to hold you accountable to those goals. And this is going to be an awesome year for you. Hope you have an awesome Tuesday. God bless.